Hey, welcome back to the Passive Buddies podcast. And today's episode is possibly everybody's dream. How do you work less and earn more? How do you create the famous 4-hour work week? Now, Brandon definitely has this down, and I feel like I always give you a little bit of a, yeah, Brandon, like at the start of every episode, but Brandon is literally smashing this, and you can probably tell by the color of his tan right now.
I'm a little dark, huh?
He's a little bit darker, so if you're watching the YouTube version, he does have a tan, guys. You might have to zoom in to check it, but he has been on holiday again, and I'm sure, Brandon, you can go through how many vacations you've been on this year, how many more you're planning on going, and why do you work so little? And then I'll chime in.
That's a great introduction, man. I just got back from Puerto Vallarta. It was amazing. Drank a lot, ate a lot. It was a 5-day holiday. I've already been on 5 vacations this year. So we went to Florida, California. We went to Cabo, Puerto Vallarta. I feel like we were missing something, but yeah, maybe 4 or 5 vacations this year. We still have 4 more coming up. We're going to Hawaii coming up in less than a month now. And then we have a few other vacations planned. So I do work very little and I should be working more, but that's why having a 4-hour work week is so important, because having systems in place so that they do all the work so that I can reap all the benefits is why we have systems, and the reasons why we continue to have systems that produce high value content so that our students and our customers are very happy. And so that just allows me to go on vacation and enjoy life a little bit more every single day.
Absolutely love it. And obviously Brandon's got so much flexibility. He's away all the time, which is absolutely fantastic because he's got things working in the background. And this is going to be the big thing for you guys. Like, everybody has the attraction of an online business, and because it means I can work less and earn more. It means I don't have to be tied to my 9 to 5. It means I don't have to wait to my boss. All of these good things, but you can be very unlucky as you start. And what I mean by unlucky is, instead of literally working a 9 to 5 or on the side hustle, like, you could be tied to your laptop. You could be tied to your screen. Constantly. Like, when I first started, I sold the dream. Like, oh my god, I was just salesman to my missus. Like, this is what it's going to be like. I was like, we're going to be having lunch, we're going to be having dinners. Like, we're never going to be we're just going to be chilling. And like 6 months in, she was like, why are you never at your office? Like, oops. And the reason was, and this was the biggest thing, I put myself right in the center of my business and built the whole thing around me, but everything had to come through me, and that killed everything off. Absolutely killed any type of anything. It was ridiculous. So, and the first thing was the amount of communication people want from you is ridiculous. Like, Slack messages, emails, clients, so many people just want to talk to you. And when you actually get to the bottom of it, like, half of the conversations can be summed up in a 2-sentence email or a sentence Slack message, and 90% of the conversations aren't urgent and they aren't an emergency. So, you don't have to be sat there glued to your phone all day answering stuff. So reducing pointless communication and giving people license. For instance, I done this in my day job first. I got rid of as much pointless communication and much stupid emails and meetings, phone calls. Got rid of so much. On previous episodes, you'll hear I turned my full week into 4 hours on a Monday, and I was done for the week, which allowed me to start my side hustle, my business. Just by reducing those conversations and reducing the communication. People love to talk and tell a story, okay, before actually getting to the point. So just only allow points. Get rid of that opportunity to tell a story, to extend and interrupt your day. And that massively helps reduce the amount of time. I've turned off so many notifications on my phone now. Like, unless you've got me on my WhatsApp, you ain't talking to me directly quickly. That is it. Like, nobody, I've turned off every other notification, because you just get bombarded with people and apps that want your energy and time, which stop you being productive, which extends your working week. So far, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, so I have what is it? I can't think of. I think it's called Focus on the iPhone, and it's a app that turns off all my notifications for Facebook, for IG, for text messages. Phone calls will go to silent. Pretty much my phone is like on airplane mode, besides if my mom calls or my wife calls. Those are the only two that really pass through. Brian does not have my number, so he's not on pass through. But if he was, if he did, he would have passed through. Don't worry. So like you said, just removing all those pointless notifications, removing all those pointless comments that people send you, and then focusing on doing them all in at one time. So I use an intention journal so that I can focus. I have like 3 things that I want to get done today, and only those 3 things. So everything else I can just, they're pointless because they're not that important. You talk about setting filters on emails so that it puts kind of all the important emails to the top, or just to, like, for me, anything that is constantly like marketing emails, I'll just unsubscribe at the top. It has a little unsubscribe button, and I don't need those notifications for emails because I really don't care about getting a sale on something. So removing those notifications or putting them into spam or whatever those filters are that you use. There are so many ways you can kind of cut out the noise that is useless communication, so that you don't need to spend a lot of time on getting back to people, because it's like you said, it's a lot of wasted energy and a lot of wasted time.
Oh, 100%. And as you say, like, the filters on your emails are pretty golden. Like Brandon mentions about unsubscribing. Like, oh my God, I've got a personal email, and then I've got a marketing email. Now the marketing email is literally set up for anything that I sort of want the lead magnet, or I want to see the sales page. I'll put that email in, and it just goes to them, that I never ever open. But obviously, if I ever wanted to go and take a look at how someone's writing a certain email for marketing purposes, I can do that. But it's never on my email address. And if I do accidentally put it in mine, obviously the unsubscribe, etc. You get notifications from so many different things, don't you? Like, you share affiliate programs. Hey, you've got a commission. Great. They go into a commission folder that I'll check once every 2 weeks. Like YouTube, when you get a new subscriber, a new comment, they go into a YouTube folder. My VA actually handles the comments. So I don't even have to look at the comments. I don't even have to look at the subscribers. I just keep pumping the content out. Like, all those different things, like moving it. So it's weird. Sometimes I'll check my inbox and be like, why am I getting no emails? And then I'll remember what I've done.
Right. And that's because you've built processes and removed you from the operational flow. Like, I remember when I was a personal trainer, and people talk about, must be nice owning your own business. It was, but like we said at the very beginning of this podcast, is it literally made me create my own job. Like, I had to show up to train my clients, and pretty much I was the business. So if I didn't show up to train that day, or I was on vacation, I wasn't making money. And if I went on vacation, I was actually being double tapped, because not only was I not making money, but I was paying for my vacation. So I didn't have paid holiday or anything like that. And so I was losing money in a sense. And so I was at the end of my career in fitness. I did really, really well, started buying real estate, but I started actually taking my extra client flow and putting them to another trainer and allowing him to do the work. And I would take a split of the commissions, or not commissions, but sales. And so building these processes online help you to take yourself out of the business. So like I was started to do at the end of my fitness career by putting clients onto other trainers and taking me out of the business so I can work on the business. This is what you want to do with building processes, so that it does take you out of the operational flow of your business, so that you're able to really focus on and growing your business, or doing the most important tasks that move the needle.
And this is crucial, guys. If you listen to anything in this podcast today, it's this section, okay? Because it's the processes that remove you from the business. Now, there's 2 places you will be in your business. You will either be you'll be in the flow, which means everything goes through you, communications, decisions, etc. And it's very hard to get out of. That's why you have to build processes, like document how to do things, document decision making and how you came to different decisions, and putting it all out there for someone else to take care of later on. So you need to remove yourself from the middle. You end up being the bottleneck. Nothing gets done because everybody wants your time, and you're just not productive anymore. So removing yourself from the middle of the operational flow. Now, if you need to be anywhere, be at the start of the flow. Now, for instance, like for me, I am at the start of my flow only, and the start of the flow is the content creation, because obviously I am a personal brand. I do create content. I do give as much for you as possible. I'm at the start of the flow. So I create the content because it's my face. I'm sorry, guys. I should have picked a better face. But I to start to start the flow, and then from there I don't have to get involved anymore. That's me done. Like once I create this podcast, once I create those TikTok videos, that is me done. Okay, which allows the automations, the systems, and everything else to kick off and work. That allows me to literally just create the content, finish, create the content, finish, and grow that way. So if you are going to be anywhere in your business, be at the start of your business, make sure it doesn't take too long. Like for instance, actually, we batch create our podcast. So we will do 5 or 6 episodes today. And then that's 2 weeks worth of content, 2 weeks worth of podcasts done and dusted. And obviously, it's only took us a couple of hours. We get to see each other, even though 9 times out of 10 we're looking at a Trello board and not each other's faces. So we get to hear each other. But building those processes really do like help. Now, don't build your processes when you hire a VA, because a VA is coming. What you need to do is you need to build your process. Then you need to look at what you can eliminate, what is actually pointless, needless, not required. Get rid of the elimination. Then the next step is you need to automate as much as you can, whether that is people getting told or someone getting told there's a task, or whether that is like your emails or scheduling or creating folders, like loads of different things that happen in the whole process. Automate as much as you can. What you don't want to do is you don't want to hire first and then try and automate, because it's psychologically, when you hire first and you don't automate, it no longer becomes your problem, so you don't care. Whereas if you keep it as your problem until you've automated as much as you can, when you outsource, which is the final phase, you're outsourcing and paying for time that's actually needed, not what isn't. And that's crucial in terms of keeping your obviously costs low.
Right.
Because obviously if you outsource, you either outsource your problems or your processes. Like you only outsource one. So you want to outsource your processes, not your problems, or their problems, or your problems that go into them end up taking more time, which then they're just going to need you anyway. So by building the process, automate, then outsource the process, not the problems.
Yeah, I mean, that's super important. I mean, you can automate pretty much a lot of everything in business besides the customer service. And even now with AI, a lot of that's being taken care of by giving people solutions through automation with like AI chatbot software. So, and pointing them to the process on how to fix their solution. So look at how you can automate as much of the process as possible, because then you're taking out the bottleneck next to you. Because even if you hire someone, they're going to have sick days, they're going to have these issues that come up, and they're not going to be able to fix the problem that you have, and then you're going to have another bottleneck. So the more you can automate, the more you can remove yourself from the business and remove failure points, because automation, well, for the most part, shouldn't go down. But ultimately, you want to automate as much as possible, remove the bottlenecks, because then you can scale a lot quicker. You can keep your operations costs low, so that you can keep reinvesting into paid advertisement or just client acquisition, or just investing in general, so that you have more money to buy income producing assets.
And one thing that Brandon mentioned there was about like obviously the outsource section, like if they go off sick, a way to get around that is and you will pay a little bit more for this, guy. So if you're starting out, you'll probably just want to hire one person, but go and hire a company rather than a person. Because then what happens is you get multiple set of skills. You'll pay a little bit more, you'll get a project manager rather than an individual. And the project manager, so if someone goes down ill, it's okay because they'll just backfill it with someone else in their company. Like having those, like a VA agents, not an agency, like company rather than an agency, that will then get rid of the bottleneck scenario. Because if you've created your how-to videos, your processes, your walkthroughs, like, and automated as much as you can, whoever takes over should clearly be able to watch the video, follow the instruction and the task. And obviously, as the project manager who's managed this, right, there's going to be no problems because the project manager will deal with any FAQs that have probably come in the past. So therefore, by hiring a company rather than an agency or an individual, you'll pay a little bit more, but that whole I'm sick, I'm off on holiday, all this stuff that naturally happens with people goes away.
Yep. And I mean, if we were to break it down, to be reduce pointless communication, remove any kind of notifications or just things that take your focus away, build out automation tools and processes so that you can automate as much of your business as possible, and then outsource a lot of everything else that are problems that can't be automated so that you can take yourself out of the business and can focus on growing the business and charging a high value dollar amount so that you can buy back your time.
And absolutely right, isn't it? So like reduce your time suckers, as he says, then processes, automate and outsource, charge a premium so you've got money to pay the outsourcers and the automation softwares. And it's literally that simple, guys. What I will do is I will record a YouTube video, a training on how to build the process. So if you want to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Brian Mills Passive Buddies, 100% go and subscribe to that one. And I will build a YouTube training exactly how to build these processes so you can start removing yourself from your business that allows the complete freedom that we are all chasing, and start your journey to the 4-hour work week.
Love it.
Hey guys, thank you so much.
I subscribed.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, give us the feedback we need in order to keep creating quality content without a stutter for you. See you on the next episode.
Peace.